McLovin has Against the Grain. I don't know if he's fully prepared for this. Do you need extra time for this, McLovin?
I am good to go, unless you want me to wait. It's up to you.
Well, no, you can. If you're ready to go, what's the topic of Against the Grain today?
It's further exploring racial profiling in draft scouting.
All right, hit the music. Brought to you by Red Hook.
Our friend Mike Florio picked up on the Ryan Swope interview when Swope told you that people told him they were shocked he ran a 4.3. And as Mike pointed out, NFL.com compared every white receiver to another white receiver. But I want to stick up for why they did this. Ryan Swope and the guy that he was compared to, Jordan Shipley, that's one of the best comparisons out there. They're basically the same receiver. In college, Ryan Swope had 252 catches, 12.4 yards per catch. Shipley had 248 catches, 12.8 yards per catch. Both the exact same height. And you know what? Jordan Shipley was also a great athlete. So I have no problem with comparing those two. I don't think Ryan Swope, you're not going to compare him to a 6'3" outside receiver.
Okay, but can I compare Ryan Swope to a black wide receiver?
Sure.
Like? Exactly.
Hit the music. Another reason, I think it's a valid reason to say you're surprised that Ryan Swope, a white guy, ran a 4.340. Because I looked at the top 15 40s at the Combine. Swope was the only white guy on that list. So in a way, he does stand out. So of course people are going to say they're surprised. I mean, that's just a reality. I think it's untrue if you say that's not a little surprising.
It's not. I think the fact that a white guy ran a 4.340, but they're still questioning his speed, though.
They were questioning his speed. They wrote a lot of that before he ran the 4.340. Now everyone's revising their thing and saying it differently. The NFL.com was written before.
Okay. Well, maybe he was a possession receiver before he ran a 4.340.
Yeah, but he's 6 foot. They're not going to move him outside and make him a number one receiver. They're going to use him in the slot.
No need to yell. Hit the music.
Okay, we were talking about profiling wide receivers. How about the fact that there is not a single white cornerback in the NFL, and there hasn't been in years? In 2011, New York Times did a report, 167 cornerbacks on NFL rosters, 0 whites. Julian Edelman did play some snaps at cornerback, but full-time cornerbacks. So I think that scouts look at that position, and they very much profile. So, of course, if you're writing about the NFL, you're going to look at it the same way.
Well, wait a minute. There's no white cornerbacks. How many white cornerbacks are playing major college football right now?
I would assume
or have the
very
talent
few.
to play that, or even halfbacks. I don't know. I mean, you're not profiling if there's none out there to profile.
Well, at some point, somebody's profiling and saying, you see a white kid come into camp, you're not moving him to cornerback.
Well, this is what will happen if you get a white defensive back playing in the NFL. Well, you got the kid with the Ravens, Harrison Smith.
Safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're safeties.
Yeah,
There's definitely no cornerback.
Okay. But aren't you going to get a cornerback if he's white? He'll be compared to Jason Sehorn?
Yeah. Well, that was the last.
Right?
That's what I remember.
No
Yeah.
matter what happens, he's a Jason Sehorn type. The guy hadn't played in 15 years. All right, go.
This is a related one. Do you know how many black punters and kickers there are in the NFL?
0.
Correct. And if a punter did come in, who would you compare him to, Dan?
Reggie Roby.
Done. Hit the music.
But also, if he's a place kicker, isn't he Donald Igwe-Wike?
Oh, that is good.
Didn't he kick for the Buccaneers? Donald Igwe-Wike.
Okay, finally, Dan, I do want to take issue with one thing you said. It is fair to say that black quarterbacks are better running quarterbacks than white quarterbacks in general, correct?
Yeah, I guess, in general. Yeah, okay.
And you said Steve McNair was improperly compared to quarterbacks just because he was black. But of the top 10 single-season rushing totals for quarterbacks, guess where Steve McNair ranks? He has the number 10 best rushing season ever for a quarterback.
Okay.
Every other quarterback on the top 10 list except for one, Bobby Douglas, was also black.
Okay.
So
Bobby
in general, black quarterbacks are more effective downfield runners than whites.
But if your nickname is Air McNair, chances are you don't run or you're not known for running.
But his stats prove differently. He ran for over 650 yards in a season. Only 10 quarterbacks in the history of the game have ever done that.
Okay, but did he do that because his team wasn't very good? You almost do that out of necessity.
Right, but also, you were saying RG3, it's unfair to compare him to Vic because the accuracy numbers were very different. But do people go too far is my question in avoiding those comparisons?
I think RG3 is a better quarterback, a better passer than Michael Vick.
But do you admit running that there are a lot of similarities? Like you sort of play them the same way. You have to put a spy on them.
Oh, yeah, but here's the thing with Michael Vick is he holds the ball too long. So I think Michael Vick wants to prove he's a pocket passer. Instead of, if you're going to have him be an RG3 type or let him go back to the way he was at Virginia Tech, then do that. Michael Vick is not a pocket passer. He holds the ball too long. You got to make quicker decisions, and I think if you do that, he's going to get hurt. We already know that. He gets hurt by being a pocket passer. I would have Michael Vick have more of a Reed-style offense there, not Andy Reid, a Reed option there. And I would just say, go out there and go get him, Michael. And I would treat him the way they do Robert Griffin III.
All right, I'm going to close with a quote.
Whoa.
From Bill Polian, who is now, I believe, with ESPN. This is from a 1992 Sports Illustrated feature on the disappearing white wide receiver. Says Bill Polian, it's not racial, it's socioeconomic. For the first time this year, I saw black wide receivers running a 4.7 at the scouting combine. It doesn't matter if they're black or white, it's whether they run all the time and develop their skills, or whether they're playing golf and getting mommy to drive them to the mall. I have no idea what that means, but I thought it was a very interesting quote from a guy who I'm not sure would say the same thing in 2013 that he said in 1992.
Is that profiling, though, on his part?
Well, he's saying that, yeah, I guess it is.
He's stereotyping.
He's stereotyping, but he's saying it's not black or white. It's, I guess, poor people versus rich people. But I have no idea what that means. I just confused the waters even more.
Okay, I grew up without any money. I didn't mean I could run.
You could run, though.
Yeah, but not, something that's electric. I don't think the poorer you are, the faster you run. I don't think there's any comparison or parallel there.